na maatle evaru venru. Very good morning, everybody, to the press and to the media. And thank you, Suman, for joining us this morning. And Chaitu, good. And VVS Lakshman Garu, thank you so much for accepting our offer immediately as soon as I called. That's the difference working with a sports person. It's a yes or no right away, and you're due diligent. Every time I called him saying, just a reminder, he would send me the message back with the time. I will be there at 11 a.m., don't worry. No, thank you so much. I know Vishnu is a mad fan of yours. Manoj is a mad fan of yours. I don't know much about cricket, but I have a few cricket friends. And I was doing my research about you, right? Just saying, I wanted to say a few things about you. And I think if I start talking about you, this whole afternoon is not going to be enough. I just want to say I'm so inspired by your journey and what you have done. And the best cricketer ever produced by Telangana and twin states, I should say, as a Telugu man, we are very, very proud of everything that you did. And coming to Teach for Change, it's very similar to how we are, put in our lives with Crossroads, We all have a life that is good. We are born, we are healthy, we have an education, we get married, we have children, we get jobs, and then we die. But what do we do in the middle, right? How will we impact the universe, the earth that we live in, for a betterment, to make our lives better by enhancing others' lives better? I've always said that I do not want followers, I want thinkers. I want people who will push me to my next level. I don't surround myself with naysayers saying whatever I do is right or everything is fabulous, which I think whatever I do and say is fabulous. I don't surround myself with people like that. I want people to push me, and that's how Chaitanya came into my life. It wasn't just another event I show up at. I saw the kind of work this boy put into it, and he needed that support, right? And I wanted somebody who I can give my name and value to, somebody who will use that to the best of the environment, the society. So ever since we started talking, every time we talk about consciously living this life. I used to drink from only plastic bottles. Like, it had to open, that crack had to open, otherwise I wouldn't drink the water. At some point, you have to start realizing and living consciously, saying, how are you filling this earth? What are you filling this earth with? Landfill, sadness, that's not the way that we dress up or we live our lives. We want the best, right? So how are we impacting our society as well? Doing the best that we could in the best possible way we can. And as Chaitanya said, it's not just about infrastructure, but it's about value-based education. And I think as Indians, we have a lot of pride in our values and morals and ethics. So adding that, we bring in education. Today I stand in front of you as a Hollywood actor, as an international star, as, an Indian actor. I think the only reason I was able to do that is because I could speak English. And when you speak this language, the lines of the geography are blurred. You can communicate across the globe. Like what Pega Systems was talking about, being in multiple countries and employing over 25,000 people is no joke, but they couldn't do it if they all spoke a different language. They all have a common language, and that's English. And it's very important in the coming future, because the world has become a smaller place. When we were growing up, it was our Ramamazuru, our Nanamazuru, or maybe if our parents took us on a holiday. But today, every year it's a different place, a different country. We want to travel, we want to see. And as we get older and as time passes, the world is going to shrink even more in terms of how easily it is going to be accessible to us. And how do we make a complete change? I can build, buildings, I can have events, but who am I making the pillars of our country? And it's our children. Our children who are as innocent and as loving and as talented and as brilliant as anybody. I see no difference in my daughter Nirvana or the child who's going to a government school. The only difference that these two children have is the opportunity. And I think as human beings, basic education must be your You're right. Thank you for that. Basic education should be your right. And that's where Teach for Change comes in. And we have committed to bringing this difference and making a change, and not just talking about it, but seeing that change. And with that comes TOEFL. We have tied up with TOEFL, first time in India. We say this over and over again because we're so proud of ourselves. Because again, we're a very small NGO with big, big visions, and we know we are doing the right work, but we want to do a systematic work and to follow what we do and to have a progress, right? So TOEFL has signed up with us, and we give certifications to our beautiful government children. We just don't give it to them. Even our volunteers go through a vigorous one-week training program to be able to teach our students at government schools. And thank you, Suman, for grilling us for 6 months, because it upped our game also, you know, because the reason I didn't call you, every time Chaitanya would come back after a meeting, I'd say, I'll call Sumant, what does he think? This is our company, we're not gonna. That comes because you're so passionate about what you do. But again, Chaitanya being Chaitanya, he calmed me down saying, ma'am, no ma'am, it's a good thing. This way we are also making our paperwork more solid, because you know, we don't know the corporate way of doing things. We just work with our heart. And now we needed a brain, and you joined us. Thank you. Because with this, you can, again, push us and guide us. And really, it is more important because we have a lot of patrons, and we have a lot of people giving us a lot of money because they trust with us. But we wanted a partner who will walk with us side by side and make sure what we set out to do, that our goals are achieved. So here I am so proud to announce our digital centers that we're going to start working with Pega systems rolling out this year. And every time we finish something, we will bring it to the media, and we will show to you what we have done and how we have done it. And the reason for being live today on Facebook or having the media cover it, because we usually go with one person, the reason is we want to reach out. We want to reach out to volunteers who are willing to help, who really want to see, not just say, you know, to make a world a better place, but to see and be a part of making this world a better place. Yesterday was a very emotional day for me with the Nirbhaya case. I was so angry, right, with whatever happened for all these years, feeling the pain of the woman who was so brutally raped and murdered. And yesterday giving our court saying that, you know, all the 4 of them are going to be hung to death. Then I was turmoiled with that decision as well. Who gives the right to take another person's life, right? So here we are, always in crossroads of making the right decision for ourselves or the people around us. And the only way we can empower them in making the right decisions is through education. It's, I think, if they had the knowledge, better knowledge, they wouldn't have treated anybody with that kind of horrific intention. We are not animals. We are humans with a heart. We have conscience, and we can communicate, and we can connect. And I think we have to take that as a real responsibility of not just for ourselves, but the community at large. So again, I thank all of you for being here and inspiring us. See, like you, VVS Garu, memmalni very, very special and kuda pilustarani vinnanu nenu. You know, from being almost getting into, I mean, you were in medicine, right, for a year? Medicine, from BIPC, like Suman just said, from MPC to BIPC, నేను CEC. దానికంటే తక్కువ ఏమైనా ఉందంటే లేదన్నారు. దాంట్లో కూడా కామర్స్ 2 సార్లు రాయాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఉందిగా సెప్టెంబర్ మార్చ్ పైన అనుకో. But having said that, you know, following your heart and your dream, you did what you believed was right. And today, you just show up and you inspire so many people, you know. And it is because you had that opportunity. And I want all my students to be a Suman, to be a Chaitanya, to be a Lakshman, to be whatever they want to be, because we are all there for them. And we, as members of Teach for Change, are committed and promise to continuously show you the results that we do. Again, thank you so very much for being here this morning. And I request the media to reach out for volunteers, because we can do the work, but we want to empower and encourage people to join us in our change.